podcast character designs done by Demon Artie. Be sure to follow her over on Twitter at ArtieDemon. Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sen.
MVT-PCA.
810-454.
Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. Star Trek Discovery Season 3, Episode 5, Die Trying. And this is a very, just from a feeling perspective, it's just an odd episode because it has all the Trek parts
that you want,
but it just doesn't feel like it. Like,
very underwhelming.
yeah, it's like someone served you a hamburger. It looks right. It's on the bun. It's got the lettuce. It's got it's got all the parts. But when you take the bite and you chew it, it doesn't feel.
It's like you go to your favorite restaurant and order a hamburger and it tastes so perfect, and then you get the same hamburger for some reason it doesn't.
Yeah,
taste
the next
same.
time and it looks the same. It's the same server. It's the same cook. It's everything should be right.
But it's not.
But it's not.
Yeah, it feels weird.
It's just because they go and they do like an away mission to get some cure, and it's like, wow, this is something you could see in Next Generation. Something you could see, that could happen in Trek, and it makes sense. But the people do it. Just I don't know. Am I weird in thinking that it didn't feel right?
No, I felt really weird.
I don't think it's the way they're delivering their lines. I think they just weren't into it.
Yeah.
You gotta believe what you're saying when you're doing a sci-fi thing like Star Trek. You have to.
Oh, Michael, it needs to be you.
Well, that brings it down.
Again? Remember last time it had to be Michael to go with, what's her face?
Yep.
What was her name?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
I want to say something with wood.
It's something with A. Something with an A.
Oh,
Adira.
Adira, yeah.
I think Woods.
I keep remember thinking Andromeda. It's not that.
She had to go with Adira. She has to do this.
Oh, Michael. It has to be you, Michael.
It's not as bad as the previous seasons, but it does come up and it's irritating.
And especially...
Oh, Michael.
It's you. It's always you.
So not the scientist or the doctor that can tell him, no, your family's gone. It can't be the person that's actually from his race.
Oh, she's too close. It has to be you, Michael.
Yeah, we'll get into this episode, but it's just ridiculous.
And then there's a subplot with Giorgio, which I don't like it at all.
No.
That whole part can just go away.
Again, it's just like last week's episode. The subplot didn't need to be there.
It should have just all been about solving this cure thing.
Yeah.
Okay, we open up, and remember, they've got the coordinates to find where Starfleet is. So they get to where they need to be, and it's like there's nothing there, but they have a spatial thing to block it out and everything. So they're all thinking, they're excited, but they're also kind of scared because it has been like 900 years.
So who knows what Starfleet's going to be like?
Yeah.
But we got to go back home. We are Starfleet, even though how much has changed. Because we have Suru's talking with Michael, and he is talking about it. He's like, we're going to be coming from a completely different perspective than them. We don't know how they're going to treat us, but we have to go and report for duty. That's what we do.
Yeah.
We're not just this ragtag group of gallivanters, which is the way that Michael wants to run it.
Yeah.
Even though Michael has been this courier for a year, so she's used to being the swashbuckling rogue.
Yeah, but that's not that at all now. That's got to go away now.
Yeah.
There's protocols we have to follow.
So...
And I don't mind the conversation makes sense because they're talking alone and she's their first officer.
So they could be a little more off the cuff.
Yeah.
And him and Michael have a long history together. So I like that. It was pretty good. So everyone's getting ready, and of course everyone's been on the bridge because they want to see Starfleet. They're all getting ready. I do like the shot of the Discovery going through is it a cloak of some kind?
It's some kind of distortion field, I think it is.
And they're going through, and it looks pretty cool.
It looks pretty cool.
Well, I think they saved their money for the budget for this episode. Special effects were way better in this episode.
Oh yeah, way better. Even the spaceship with all the plants, it was all it looked good.
Cool.
And so this is some Mass Effect stuff. It's very sci-fi, but again, it's been 900 years. So apparently all the ships in this little area are powering this thing. Yeah. This distortion shield thingy. And everyone's super excited, and they're doing scans, and there's metals. These ships are made out of metals we never even heard of.
Yeah.
Some of these ships are 80% organic.
Yeah.
Wow. Some of these ships are having things that I only read about that were
they're
theoretical.
Cool.
And that's super cool. So everyone's like...
Yeah, but you have to realize 9 years to be different. They said there's 2,000 people on the ship. Yeah, at that time, ships are going to be ginormous.
Yeah, they go, that ship can take a ton of people.
And this ship, after losing its crews, only got, 90 people on it? So they're like, wow.
Well, and also just look at technology-wise from, 1,000 years in the past into, now.
Oh, yeah.
Our battleships would be crazy.
And they show,
Yeah.
another ship, and it, they're like, well, that design, where's even the warp core? Well, how does this even work? So everyone's just like...
It must be detached from here, and everyone's just kind of, overwhelmed.
And one ship is just like a giant forest.
Yeah.
You can see through the top of it, and it's, literally like the rainforest.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
That's cool.
It's very Jiraiyan.
I know, I was about to say
Yeah.
Tenchi Muyo. I love Tenchi. By the way, watch it. It's great shows.
If you're into Trek, it's a little different.
Different.
It's anime.
It's anime.
And so if you're into old school anime, it's one of the original kind of romantic comedy harem animes. But they have space traveling folk that have used giant living trees and ships.
Muyo and More Universe has more sci-fi in it, but after that, then it gets more grounded on Earth. But
So they have a lot of planets. It's super cool. Everyone's. Are they too excited?
I don't mind it, but then when they go to the observer
side
deck and
window.
they're all there, it's like, okay, guys.
Let me see. Everyone's trying to look over each other's
I was
shoulders.
okay on the bridge, but then now they're getting a little too, okay, guys, calm it down. I know.
Yeah.
Jet Reno's in this episode, and it's been said in the comments before that she's sick, that she has breast cancer, so she's not going to be on the show much. She was planned to be on it a lot more, because you think Jet Reno would have been in those other episodes, but she can only do so much.
Well, obviously.
So, okay, I'll give her a pass on that. Still don't like her character, but as an actress, I want her to get well. I want her to get better.
Yeah, we don't want anyone.
Yeah, I don't want anyone to
die,
get
hurt, sick, or die. Yeah.
So they're pulling in, and we see the Voyager, which is fun. Don't know what that's all about.
Well, and the one thing when the Jetway in the future came to pass in the last episode of Voyager, spoiler alert, she said that the friggin' Voyager's a museum right next to San Francisco where Alcatraz is at. So I wonder how they got it off of there, and now it's in this area.
And
Well, I bet you there's a story to tell there.
Yeah.
I guess. Well, okay, if they're gonna have Voyager, why don't they have the EMH? He would still be alive. His holomatrix isn't, because it was made 100 years before this time, so I'm sure it would be able to sustain him.
And I think it'd be kind of funny if it was a tourist thing. Wouldn't he be funny to be the person
Oh, that guy, the tour
the
guide.
tour guide?
Hello, everyone.
He's just doing it for fun.
Yeah,
because
just for fun.
He probably had a million different jobs by now.
So they get scanned and everything, and they go do a hail, but they don't hail back.
See, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, really?
They're like, okay, they want the captain, the first officer, and Admiral Tall, which is now Adira Tall.
Okay.
So, okay, they're going to transport over, and they're just ready to go go talk to the Admiral, go talk to the principal. They get transported over, and they're, the transporter looks different now. It's it's funny because the one that they use on the Discovery is the classic TOS, and then it's not Next Generation, it's something totally different, it's quicker now.
Oh, yeah, a lot quicker.
It's just I kind of like the old style.
Yeah, but it's technology, things are going to change.
Yeah.
So they're there, and they get into Starfleet Command, and let's get this out of the way. Complete F on the uniforms. Absolutely a complete F.
I know they're trying to go for a navy, but it looks so off.
It's all gray, and then they just have the little bit of the color outline.
I would have preferred a little bit more color. I would have preferred maybe
Or
some
even,
red.
I don't really mind gray. Remember, in Deep Space Nine, the dark gray with just the color.
Oh, that
palette?
was cool.
This-
My favorite uniform's all Star
This
Trek.
light, I don't like it. It's not a good uniform.
And I don't like how the security looks completely different from actual everyone else.
Yeah, they were all black.
What is it with that? Why is it ever since Enterprise had the Mako Marines on there, they all want to look like that now?
Yeah.
That makes sense because they weren't part of Starfleet yet.
Yeah, and then they
Earth
merged.
Defense. Yeah, they merged.
So everyone's kind of staring at them and everything, and of course we get the guy who's running Starfleet that we know of, this Admiral guy, and he seems okay, but
A little crappy, which I didn't like because I was thinking they were going to do that. That's what Crimson said too.
and I thought they're gonna be super super mean. They're just kind of
mean, yeah.
So they're 50-50. And like you said, of course, the security officer looks different. Of course, every security officer is a woman now.
Yeah,
That's like by
I've
law.
never seen a male security officer yet in this show.
And this Admiral guy, he's kind of older, he's kind of skinny, kind of frail looking. Can we get a Cisco? Can we get a badass in there? Someone that walks in the room and he just commands the room.
The thing is, there's threats, but the thing is, everyone doesn't have warp drive, so the threats are diminished where they're at. So maybe it's you don't need to be his style. I don't know.
But everybody, I don't care. Ugh.
It's just stupid.
So I'm Captain Suru and yours Discovery. He's like, oh, a Kelpian. I haven't seen a Kelpian in a long time. And then he's like, so there's. Isn't the planet still there? It's like, oh, last we know, everything's status quo, and they joined the Federation at some point,
like a couple years, a couple centuries ago. It's like, oh, really? We got to that point?
So he's happy for that his people finally grew.
Well,
Yeah.
it took time. It's
Yeah.
gonna take centuries.
And they were part of Starfleet, so that's kind of cool.
So to him, he's
Kinda
proud.
cool.
Because he was the first. So that's kind of fun. So everyone's getting these lot of like happy moments, but then they're just like you said, they're being kind of crappy and
Kind of
then-
standoffish.
Yeah.
and they were able to scan everybody like down to like they knew the symbiote was in this girl and they knew that that was Tull's symbiote.
Yeah.
So they were able to get to that.
Yeah.
So that's pretty
detail.
cool that this
They
scanners
can,
are-
they can even scan every person on the crew and what's wrong with them and everything. That's how detailed.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right, yeah.
So it's like a tricorder
Or
medical
medical
scan,
scan.
but from another ship.
Ship. Jeez.
But then she's like, oh, so they're talking about the previous host. What's his name? Cena.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So she's like,
And she shared a memory that he had with him
Yeah.
in his previous thing.
Well, I was friends with him. I was familiar with him, but not with you.
You see, a better line would have been, "Oh, don't think you're getting any special treatment because we were."
Or
That's not bad.
he became a good friend of mine, and hopefully we can become good friends too. A little more nicer.
I mean, why can't everyone be like Cisco was when it went from
Yeah.
Curzon to Jazzy? He didn't care. He just, you're still the old man to me. You
Yeah.
always will be.
You know, she, I think I always called her old
Oh,
man.
man.
Exactly.
And even Esri too, because that's how he saw it.
That's so cool.
That's how I would see it
I fucking
too.
love Cisco.
Yeah, Cisco was cool. So that's why we needed someone like that in this show as Admiral. I think that'd be cool. A guy that's.
But again, he's a little standoffish, and that's what we're gonna get here.
Yeah, I know.
But then they kind of overhear a thing about like, oh, there's some refugees. So there's a lot of stuff still. People come here to get rescued, but they're saying they're having to triage people in hallways.
Well, because what's happening, the Orion Syndicate's having a field day now. They're just going and just attacking anyone
So
now.
there's this race of people, and they're like dying, and they got some sickness from somewhere, and they can't help them. So even after 900 years of medical advancement, they still can't help these people.
No.
Then Michael's like, well, if we know where they came from, what planets he thought, then maybe we can synthesize a planet. So she's starting to like, assert herself, the science stuff, and they kind of like give her like a, what are you talking about, cave? Like basically almost see her like she's a caveman.
Yeah.
That's like they kind of treat the whole crew
The
that way.
whole crew, yeah.
But we already scanned them. We already know what planets they went to and everything. But
We're looking at their logs,
yeah,
whatever.
we already downloaded all their logs. We already took care of all that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
she's just trying. But then I like how Sue was like, Admiral, we're here to help, and we want to help.
Yep. And this sounds like a science problem. We are a science vessel.
We have a crew of the smartest people. We have very intelligent people. And I like how I like and I don't like, because Sue shouldn't have to do this. He's having to clean up Michael's caca messes. Every time she drops a caca on the ground, he has to come up and scoop it up because she's always a little too rough.
She's too rough about things.
Admiral, what my first officer's trying to say, he's constantly doing that.
Yeah, I know.
Because Michael's getting snippy.
And then on top of that, her body language too. She just gives up this this guff.
So see, we're gonna. I know the people on this show would say he's kelpie explaining instead of mansplaining.
Yeah, he's kelpie
he's
explaining.
explaining.
So he's like,
Oh,
before
geez.
any of that,
That's
we
so
need
bad.
we need a debrief. And he's like, of course, okay. So they get into the debriefing room, and
Ugh.
there's a doctor person who's like all up in Michael's face, like
So awkward.
uncomfortably up in her face. She's trying to talk about like the Red Angel and all that stuff like that, and then this guy's just like,
What are you
looking-
doing? Excuse me, my space.
then we find out that this is a EMH of some kind, a hologram of some kind, and it has like a robot voice.
Why? And not only that, why is it so awkward? Yes, I get people that write this don't understand, probably never watched Star Trek when it comes to EMHs. They're not like that.
Yeah, they're
Even
actually
back in
human.
Jim,
Unless
they're
you
not that.
program them to be like that.
But why would you? That's so stupid, especially in this situation.
And he's super loud and talks like this.
Yeah.
No, like how I think an artificial life form would talk. Hello, like yeah, maybe no, they didn't.
Like a 1950s
50s
version of a.
That's what I said. If this was like a Fallout hologram, it makes
And
sense.
there's a
Yes.
little bit of a like electronical thing to his voice. We see other holograms that don't talk like this guy.
No.
So he must have been programmed this way.
And the thing is that maybe they got so good and sophisticated, they like you said, maybe they made him act that way.
Yeah,
so
like
they
maybe people.
differentiate it?
Yeah, so you know you're talking to a hologram.
Oh my!
But I think it would have been a better shock to show like him acting normal, and then he just disappears, or he just like walks through a wall.
Well,
like,
I
oh,
wonder,
there you
I
go.
wonder if they use sending projection now, which is a more advanced form of holograms.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming because how it disintegrates, it just disintegrates. It doesn't like just disappear.
Yeah, so I thought that would be kind of a better way, like a clever way of showing it.
So he sits down and he's like, so you don't know that they spent the whole 30th century fight doing the temporal accords. It's no time travel, none of these things. And basically, if your story's true, you broke the law.
Yeah.
You broke like temporal police law. And I'm thinking to myself, well, they didn't know. No. How could they? You know what I'm saying? Can you be guilty of a crime you didn't know that?
It's more guilty from their time to go in the past than it is vice versa. I guarantee it.
so he's like dismissive, not dismissive. What I'm gonna say, he's standoffish.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
suspicious.
So he's like this Red Angel thing. Oh, no, I had to destroy it. Oh, you don't have any evidence. What about this? We have no records of a discovery. It was destroyed in this and this. We have no records of a spore drive. Want to come on the ship and we can show you?
Exactly.
Didn't they scan the ship and see it?
I know. And they say, oh, we found something we can't detect. Like, we saw, but they can scan you down to your very DNA, but not that.
You can't scan everything on the ship.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
So he's being like, I don't believe anything you're saying. And then, of course, Michael's getting more like kind of disgusted with the whole situation. And Suru's doing his best to like, we're here to, we're from the Federation. We're here to help. We're here to do our job. And I know it's, we're kind of definitely the fish out of water. Ha ha ha.
Mm-hmm.
But we're here. We're here now. And we can help now. We have a spore drive. They can take us anywhere in the galaxy. If that's what you claim. Oh God. We can show you.
But the one thing he did say is you have to earn our trust too.
Yeah.
So you have to be all right. What do they say? Trust but verify, that kind of thing. It was kind of that attitude. So it wasn't so bad, but again, it was bad enough. I don't know. It's like right there.
Yeah, it's close.
But the Admiral has the idea of, you know what? We're gonna take over the Discovery. We're gonna retrofit it to new. We're gonna split up your crew.
Yeah.
And then they're kind of against that.
Yeah.
But if they're running, they need engineers on other ships. They need engineers on other ship. Even though you're older, like 900 years in the past, but they still are Starfleet.
Or even at least give a month of briefing to like get updated in all the technology. Like just go back to school like for a month or two and be like, hey, this is what's going on.
Yeah,
now.
can't get caught up.
And of course, Michael has to always talk crap to this guy, and this guy's like, "Stop talking to me that
I'm
way."
the Admiral.
I'm the Admiral.
Yeah.
You take an
You're
order.
just a first officer.
So they go back to the ship, and Michael and Suru are having this talk, and I love this scene, and I hate it because Michael is in mutineer mode.
Yes. What the freak?
Like she was in the first season.
She's like, we need to get her hands on that roster data for that alien, and then when we find out what planets it went to, we can go to those planets and synthesize a planet, and we can. And then Suru's like, get our hands on. What? He's like, Michael, we are part of Starfleet. We're not just out in the void anymore.
Yeah.
There is protocol. We will request this information.
Well,
But
persuade them.
You're going to go in there and you basically didn't say it, but you want to steal this stuff? Michael,
How's that going to look? They don't trust us right now. Can you imagine if we did that?
It's like, Michael, though your path you want to take, I thought you would have learned that was the wrong way to be in Starfleet.
Yep.
I'm like, damn, Suru
Well,
that was a verbal pimp slap.
Well,
Wow.
you needed to have
Well,
that.
because it's
Get our hands on.
It's their duty. They want to separate us. They want to do that's their call. They can do that.
Yes.
In the story.
And also, I love it because it's a callback to the Federation. Then, if we're stealing things, doing things, then what is the point of the Federation? Why are we even part of
Why
it?
did we even come back?
Yeah, exactly.
Why even come back and try to save it? If
I
we're
mean,
not gonna
at some
follow?
point, Brendan, why'd you even save us? You could have just been gallivanting with Book forever if you wanted that.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah, if you want to have that life.
And be best friends for over a year.
Yeah, sure.
And,
best
and
friends.
undress in
Yes.
front of each other.
Okay, yeah.
And have sexual tension in every moment that you're
And then
in.
Bert never thought, man, he's got some muscles. And
Yeah.
she never thought that.
What is it? There's always the best quote I always like when people say, like, oh, it's not time for ideals. And then you say, no, this is the perfect time for
Yeah.
ideals.
Always a deal. That's the most when you need it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I feel like he represents that. No, we don't steal things anymore. We're going to make this work because we're law and order here.
So they break the news to the crew and they're like, oh man, they're gonna break us up.
Oh, my gosh.
So then they're like, okay, everyone needs to be debriefed. So we get this remember at the end of was it when they did the whole thing where
What,
they were-
Discovery Season 2 when they had
season-
the debriefing?
Yeah, it's that same exact scene.
Yes.
Because everyone's being an asshole.
And it's not funny. I'm not laughing.
Like the doctor. So you died? Yeah, I died. And actually, I was murdered. But then me and my murderer are doing well now.
Would you really explain it like
Bing,
that?
bang, bing, bang, ding, dong.
I was
Isn't
just
this
saying,
funny?
I mean, okay, I wouldn't be that specific. Like, I went through an incident where I was in the Sporeal Drive and I came back from that. That's all you have to say. You don't have to get in these weird details.
And these people debriefing are holograms.
Of course. Why not use real people?
But they talk like regular people.
I know.
They don't talk like that other hologram.
So he must have made it that for a reason.
Just to be
Alright,
weird.
we made him wrong on purpose.
For fun.
We
for
made
laughs.
like I said, it's Yes Man from Fallout. He has that voice like that over the top.
Then we get Jet Reno's deadpan deliveries of things. I
so
don't
funny.
enjoy this. Her comedy, I normally do enjoy. I don't enjoy her doing this comedy.
Because she doesn't have a charm to it.
Yeah, I was on an asteroid and Michael Burnham fell the sky and so did Captain Pike. It was like raining Federation officers. And yeah, if you want me to continue to talk about this, you're gonna have to give me some snacks.
You know what's weird?
That's exactly how she delivered those lines.
How did she get into Starfleet?
She was like on some research mining
Yeah,
thing.
she was by herself.
But-
I can see why she was isolated. They're probably like, yeah, you're gonna stay here. We don't want to be around you.
Goodness. Could you imagine going to an interview talking like that? Being, oh, wow, you know.
Oh, it's too much.
And then they're talking to Stamets about the thing, and they're like, "Oh, so you knew this? Do you even like know who I am?" He has that kind of attitude. We get back to Jet Reno, and she got her snacks. They're like nachos. It's like tortilla chips and salsa.
Salsa, yeah.
You're gonna have to also get me a drink.
She's I swear, she's a cat from freaking Lower Decks when she was, the same type of person. My God, they could switch. You wouldn't tell the difference.
They're also playing goofy music again.
Yeah.
What is it with the goofy music?
It's the ledger. No, this is the funny part.
God, that's not funny. See,
The
that's
only
not
thing
really
it's missing is the mother effing laugh track.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Goodbye. Then when ooh, you're just missing all that.
Just do the applaud track from Let's Make a Deal when they had the Star Trek episode. Just have them in there and they're all dressed in clean on Starfleet uniforms.
Then there's Tilly's turn, and I don't even remember anything she said.
Well, Tilly, she's talking about her all-term Killy when she was
yeah.
a dominatrix. Why are you saying dominatrix?
She goes, "Oh, my hair was straight, and I was dressed like a dominatrix." You're just wearing the golden armor thing.
No.
It wasn't like leather strappy.
So I'm thinking that's why maybe Georgia hit her, because her counterpart was probably ruthless. She probably killed so many people.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to think, like, yeah, unless she looked up in her bio that she was like that, but then...
they had to use her in the Terran part because they found out that she was a baddie that went and killed all these people to gain rank.
But Tilly, just don't tell people that.
Yeah, you don't need to know that.
Because that's not you. Why are you briefing about the Tilly from the other...
because they want to know when they went to the Terran, like what happened in the Terran universe. But didn't the domination...
You don't have to say the domination part. I actually liked her hair, actually.
The security officer is doing the your name, rank, and designation. You know that, and that's all she's saying. But throw me in the brig then. Why are you being like
these are
this?
Starfleet officers.
Why is she being like that?
I don't know.
Can anyone out there in the comments let me know why she's acting like
I
this?
get Georgiou acting like that. Why are you acting like that?
You're security. You would do this to anyone else coming on your ship, would you not?
I think the only reason is because they're breaking them up. I think that's what.
Yeah, but that's their call.
I know.
You have no say in that.
I don't understand it. It's like, if, okay, you love your ship, I understand. But if you wanted, if the Federation needs you to separate, you separate. You don't
that's
have
it. That's the bottom line. Yeah.
Then we get them like walking away, and it's Satsuru and Michael, and they run into the security officer. That's the feature security officer, and they're trying to talk to her. It's like, hey, we put a request in for those files. We can help. I highly doubt your ship is even capable of those things.
How did we get here? I was going to say, did we just tug along going, for the next 50 years until we got there? What did you think?
But then then of course Michael's being super rough, and then Suru has to come in and like hammer it down
again.
And I do like some of the things Michael says, and then she goes over to her. She's like, "We're a science vessel. This is a science mission. Let us do science stuff."
Yeah.
They're like, well, and then they're kind of like mulling it over. I think they're going to start to trust the Discovery a little bit, because she goes, best case scenario, we help these people. Worst case scenario, I wasted some of your time.
Yeah, that's the way you say it.
Yeah. That was a good way.
And then,
did we get to Georgie?
Oh, this is the worst part.
The B plot that just sucks.
Georgia's just so smart and everything, and she knows things about holograms from 900 years in the future, and she knows this. How the fuck does she know this?
In her time, they didn't even have holograms like that, so how would she know?
How did she, in the comments, someone explain to me, how does she know how these holograms work?
She had no idea.
Technology that she has no clue about.
No.
So they're talking to her, and there's this other guy in the room who's just another frail old man.
He's
wearing
all black.
glasses, why would he even need to wear those?
All black.
He just looks weirdo. Yeah. He just looks like a weirdo. He almost looks like he looks like a guy that would sell art.
yeah. Not work for Federation.
So these holograms are talking to Georgia, and she's being, I'm Giorgio.
And they go, yeah, we know you were the queen of the Terran Empire. They told us. We know about you.
Yeah, we know all this stuff about you. Oh, is that so? What do you? But what about this? She keeps like blinking, and like I thought she was making fun of them because they don't blink.
That's
blink.
what I thought. She was trying to do psychological.
Oh no, it has a meaning.
That's what made it so stupid.
Then they try to tell her about like, all people from the Terran have like a certain like DNA about them or whatever. I know you're making that up, and she keeps like blinking her eyes.
I don't think they are making that up. Why would they lie?
Then it causes one of them to kind of start to distort. I'm like, her eye flutter blinking is making him distort.
Can you imagine if that were a thing when you were in the holodeck? How awful that would be. Maybe you had something wrong with your eyes. You're blinking, also everything falls, and you're like in a plane. You fall like for the thing.
Boom,
Like, seriously?
Yeah.
That's so stupid.
Then she keeps doing the blinking thing, and then the hologram talks to that other guy. She's like, make her stop, and he's like,
Whatever.
I know, right?
There's the look he has on the face.
I don't know.
Then she keeps blinking even faster, and through the power
A blinking.
of her blinking, she makes the hologram shut off.
And these are prototypic high-end holograms. This isn't
900
down
years in
years.
the future.
Why would that happen?
And she knew blinking would cause them to destruct.
If
She's
they
just
were that
that good.
defective, can you imagine if that were David did would just shut off when they were in the middle of surgery with someone?
Then she
or
also,
helping somebody?
but I guess she also was like giving them like logical like things like, what if you're just human and they're making you think you're a hologram?
Yeah.
Oh
just-
no, I can't compute this.
But this is not 2001.
I know.
This isn't Al, okay? Hal, this is not that.
No, it would have been even better if before they died, they Daisy, and he shut down.
What does the space baby think of this? I mean, what is this,
Yeah, why
guys?
did the space baby goes by and he winks out the window?
I know.
That whole scene, can anyone explain to me how did Giorgio know any of this and why did that even work?
Again, this is wonky sci-fi that doesn't belong in Star Trek. This is like Buck Rogers, you know.
You broke my hologram.
See, in Star Wars that makes sense. Perfect sense. Not
Yeah.
in Star Trek.
And also, wouldn't it be better if Giorgio just wasn't talking to anyone? Like, give me a human, I'm not talking to these things.
Yeah,
That would have
simple.
been better. Simple. You don't have to do the weird blinking thing. You don't have to do anything weird.
It's so dumb.
This guy's just fascinated with Giorgio.
Oh,
Every single person Giorgio sits down with, it's like she's trying to seduce them.
well.
And this guy's like, oh, I want to see where there. Just has that weird
It
kind of
all-
like
Oh,
almost
you're
like.
so fascinating.
Yeah. Why does everyone do that? Because I feel like if anyone took her seriously, just kill her.
I
Right?
know. It's too dangerous to be kept
Yeah.
alive.
Yeah.
Especially in that time.
So we get back to the Emerald Michael and Saru, and there's like, come on, let us go on this mission. And he's like, well, they end up figuring out that they went to a bunch of these planets, but it's already been irradiated, so
Yeah,
we can't make that.
And this planet's not part of the Federation, so it went bad.
Yeah, so
Pollution,
because they were
everything.
doing some pollution thing. Okay, New Green Deal, we get it.
Yeah.
So they like, man, there's nothing we can't help them. But then Michael remembers, oh, there was some ship, the Turian or Turfian. It's basically the seed vault. There's actually a real seed vault, like
Yeah, in
Iceland.
Antarctica. Yeah.
where literally has like millions of
So if
seeds.
anything, if we get devastated, they'll have the seas that repopulate the Earth.
So this is the same exact concept, but in outer space, and they're getting plants from every planet. So there's like this thing's just filled with planets. You would think this thing would be huge, but wait till we see it. Then he's like, okay, and they're like, because we can get there in seconds.
Mm-hmm.
But they're like, okay, I'm gonna have my crew do it. And then Michael's like, you're gonna waste your time trying to get these people to learn how to fly a 900-year-old ship when we have a crew that can get it done.
And they're probably going something they don't know what's happening over there.
But she says it in the Michael Burnham kind of way, and he's like, "Watch your tone, Lieutenant." And then of course Suru has to always step in and like what my first officer's trying to say is, and then he agrees. He goes, "You know what? To make you feel better, I'll stay behind, and you can send some of your people on the ship, and they can go.
Yeah.
I trust my crew implicitly. Michael will take command, and she will do this mission."
Yeah. I mean, I wish Michael were staying behind and Suru would have went.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
they're-
that can't be.
No.
Wouldn't that have been better? Actually, I would have liked that better.
I know, but she has to be on screen constantly. There's no way that she can not be on screen almost the whole episode.
So they're on the ship and then they're doing all the Trek stuff that
Yeah.
I like. But this is what I was talking about in the beginning of the review. It has all this again. I want to show you how a brick is. It has all the straight lines. It's shaped like a brick, but when you look at it from the right angle, it's flat as it can be.
It's like they don't want to do this because they know it's what we want. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
They don't want to do these lines. They don't want to do
Exactly.
them.
That's the feeling I got too. Like they're begrudgingly doing this.
So-
That's Star Trek.
But they're
Sorry.
going through the thing. Okay, ready the scans. We know where we're going. You get the coordinates set in, and then that one lady's like,
You better hold on to
know.
something. Like, why would she lie? Why would they lie?
It's
Seriously.
like, oh God, I hope that thing we made up actually works.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't have us in your records. You thought we were destroyed 900 years ago. Why would we be here? Why would this be happening? I mean, come on.
So black alert, boom, they jump and they are where the last coordinates where this ship was. And then of course the lady's like, I can't believe it actually worked.
Would you? Oh my
Oh,
God.
dang, I thought they were lying.
I mean, again, they brought a security officer again. Wouldn't it make sense to being a scientist? But whatever.
Yeah.
well, because they wanted someone to go pew 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 if they needed them to.
Yeah.
And then again, all the dialogue here is all the right dialogue, but like you said, sir, the captain, the
There's
the ship's not
ion
here.
storm.
The ship isn't here.
Yeah.
But I'm also detecting a large ion storm. Scan the ion storm. They must have got sucked into that ion storm.
And waves kept hitting them, and it was taking the shields down 10% at a time.
Well, they got to get close. Remember that they go into it first.
Yeah.
So they like it had to have gone there. And all the dialogue, I like it. The scans. Oh, there's too much radiation. I can't get a good scan. We have to get closer. I like all this. They get closer. Big wave comes up. Boom. Kind of hits their ships. Shield's still holding. Okay, we need to go in there. Get tractor beams ready. When we find them, we got to pull them out of this ion storm. We get hit again. Boom. But they find the ship.
My
And
goodness.
What's your name has a freak out?
Yeah, Detmer.
There you go, Detmer. They might remember.
Am I right? Oh my God, Detmer.
You get a prize.
Is like doing it, but then she gets a PTSD moment
Yeah.
where everything goes.
And then the other crew members like that's also at the con saying, "Got it, help me, got it." Get
Shields are
together."
holding. You're lying. Then
Yeah.
even Michael's like, Detmer, are we moving? Oh yes, we're moving in. I'm straightening it out because they got to be more level before they can activate the tractor beams. They're still getting kind of rocked a little bit. Boom, they got it ready. So they hit this thing with the tractor beam, and it's a little baby ship.
I mean, I was
So
expecting
small,
a ship,
it can fit in the cargo bay.
and that's gonna become
Remember
a
that?
Yeah.
Yes.
It is itty bitty.
You would think it'd be way bigger.
I was expecting like a
ship.
science vessel.
At least I was expecting like maybe a Nova class where it's just medium size at least.
Well, what, like
No.
half the size of Discovery?
Yeah, something like
roughly
that.
about
Now I
that.
wasn't talking a little.
It's
It was like a runabout.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It's probably the size of maybe 4 runabouts put together.
Yeah,
like if
pretty
you stacked
small.
them like side by
Yeah.
side and up and up.
Yeah.
So
Or 2.5
yeah,
Delta Flyers.
so they pull it out of there and they back up and hey, we did it. But they're being professional about it, you know. And the girl's like, the black girl tells Detmer, you did it, you did a good job. She's like, oh, it was rougher than it had to be. Well, yeah, but you take
did
the
it.
victory.
Yeah.
Just take the W on this one.
Yeah.
Okay, scans. Yes, there's some high levels of the radiations in some of these areas, but we can actually transport on there. You guys should be safe. Oh, the last race that was on here was the race of the security officer.
Yeah.
The who had the breathing thing, and since they were, I guess this seed vessel thing is piloted by like a family, and it's by one group of the Federation forever how long they do it. So they have to watch after the seeds, and this time it happened to be her race.
Yeah.
Super fun.
Cool.
And that's cool for her too, because it's like, oh wow,
Well, and she
more
goes,
Federation, my
she
people.
goes, we had Warp Drive, but we were in Federation planning. Oh, now you were made Federation plan like 300 years ago. Like, oh wow, it's kind of like what happened with Sue. Like, oh, we're part of the Federation now. So
So it makes her feel really happy.
yeah, that's cool.
And it's cool though. She's like, well, since it's their atmosphere and everything, you can breathe just fine.
Yeah.
We are gonna need the air thingies. So like, oh, she's kind of like, because it makes you feel
That's
good.
kinda, yeah.
So it's gonna be the doctor because you bring a doctor to these things.
Yeah, unlike last episode, which would have made sense.
Yeah, because they're not seeing all the signs, right?
Yeah, there's some interferences
Yeah.
and everything,
Like
and
radiation,
and they
but
want-
it's not deadly to them.
but they want to at least check out the family.
Yeah.
Want a doctor,
a doctor.
a doctor.
Doctor, unlike the
Don't-
last episode,
don't
when
think
they
of
haven't
the last
seen a human,
episode, no,
like
we can't-
Trill, they haven't seen a human for 100 years, but hey, they don't need a human doctor there.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
Don't
So
talk
she
about
hands off comms, and so it's Michael, Hugh, and the
The lady,
security
the
officer.
lady.
So they transport on there, and this feels like a real thing that you would see.
Oh
in
yeah,
Next
I
Generation.
like I like the with the plot and everything saying in this part.
I just wish it was Suru, not Michael.
Yeah, that's what brings it
Yeah.
down. And then like the part she takes off her breathing thing in your eyes. Oh, you can see your eyes. Well, I can breathe in this. So I don't need. You can see my real eyes.
Yeah.
now. Like,
Yeah.
that's cool.
And it's just fun. It's just super cool that they had like the little bubble, but then
Yeah.
it goes away. I'm like, oh, I should have kept it. It looks really
Kept it,
cool.
yeah.
It's very Iron
Yeah.
Man-ish looking.
But I just love her looking. I was like, oh, I can breathe again. I can breathe normal air. She's all.
When she doesn't have those things on her face, she just looks weird. Because
Yeah.
we've only seen her with those things on
Yeah.
her face. Then we get away from the track plot to Miss
Oh,
Jordan.
God.
I don't even want to talk about it because it's so weird.
It is. It is.
Oh. Then he's like talking about how like, oh, you're from the Terran Empire and everything, and she's just being dismissive, Giorgio. Oh, I see you're looking at my badge. I want to take you to pot for spare parts. Sure, fine, go ahead. He just gives it to her.
She smashes it.
Gets in, like smashes it, and she's playing with it. Oh, this is very interesting. I'm Giorgio. I don't like her. I don't like people who talk like this because
Pretentious.
I know you are a viper.
Yeah.
And you're just slithering around with all your poison, and at any moment you're gonna bite me and kill me.
But again, you think this guy can't match wits with her, then you soon find out
Yeah,
that's the case.
because they kind of like start talking about it. And she even asks why do you even wear those glasses? So I think they make me look smart.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's an odd thing to
Say.
want to have. Because, like, wouldn't they
Yeah.
have cured all that by now?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, they don't even wear glasses in their time. It's the Kirk's time.
But he's like, oh, so, the Terran Empire, it's always fascinated me since I was a boy. I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah, I know.
Really? Do you get a guy that
Creep
so
out.
happened to be in...
How lucky is this girl all the time getting people that are just like, oh, let's play with her and not just get rid of her?
Remember, like, in the movie Alien, where, like, there's always that scientist, I want to breed the alien. I
Yes.
wonder if I can make it into a thing I can use. And it kills everybody.
Yeah,
That's what's happening
I
here.
want to make it my personal pet. And then
Well,
it
that's,
rips it off.
that's why I don't remember what they call him alien, but the androids. And the second one, she thought it would be like the first one, wouldn't be able to trust him, but he wasn't programmed to protect the alien baby. It's like, no, it's not like
But
that.
this is a freaking, this guy's from the Whaling Corporation.
Yeah.
And they're going back and forth about, like, Terrans, and he's like, like, well, she's trying to rattle him, but he's like, it's very odd for a Terran to want to be here. Wouldn't you have already killed this whole crew and took this ship?
Yeah, we
'Cause
know you Terrans.
There must be someone on the ship you actually care about. And of course, it's Michael. And then you can see Giorgio kind of getting like, what do I say? Because she normally has a quick whip right away.
Yeah.
So she's kind of thinking, what do I say? What do I say? And then she's like, she tries to play it off. Then he's like, this is interesting about, I bet you didn't know what happened with the Terran Empire. There hasn't been a crossover in over 500 years.
And they fell apart
You
last
guys
time we
fell
heard.
apart.
Yeah.
Because, look, the Federation, even after all the setbacks, it's like, oh, the Federation doesn't know what happened in the burn. Looks like you got a little setback. It's like, yeah, but we're still here. Unlike the Terrans.
Yeah.
They ain't around no more.
Yeah.
And that was the
And that
dagger.
kind of like,
Woo!
because for
She never gets outwitted or.
for all of her ruthlessness,
Yeah.
knowing every part of what you came from is gone, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah. And your pride, because think about it, she's a Terran. She thought the Empire would last forever, and it didn't. It
And
fell.
then, I mean, look at that face. It's not the confident Giorgio.
No.
It's the more pissed off.
I hope the fucking God she's actually upset
And
and
not
she
playing
isn't
it up.
playing it up like I would care if anyone.
But I don't think she is. I think she really is.
But can we?
I'm gonna assume it's a normal Star Trek show and she is. Hopefully.
Let her
Hopefully.
literally actually really be upset. Can you let her
Yes.
have some emotions?
Yeah, please.
It would be
Oh,
nice.
nothing faces me. You know,
Well, like
that
I
kind of
said,
attitude.
I would have done it anyways.
Yeah, it would be
It
nice.
bored me. Okay,
Just,
yeah,
just
that's
for
it.
story reasons, it would be nice to show like a little progression of like realizing you really are alone. You are the last of your kind.
And the thing is, she was so ruthless. I'll tell you, Joshua, in the earlier season, she actually ate Kelpians like Suru's people for delicacies. That's so
What the hell is
disgusting.
that?
Yeah.
But yeah, like they farmed the Kelpians for food.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I'm saying. Even though they're evil, but it's weird. That's when you're the last evil person, you kind of feel like, oh well, I can't really rebuild the empire with just me.
Yeah, but she could still make a lot of heck out over here in
Yeah.
this timeline in
That's
the
true.
future.
But then
All
again,
being
then what?
spot.
Then almost to her though, what's the point? If I'm not controlling and ruling everything, what is
Yeah,
the point?
but still, you know her. I mean,
I
so
know.
it
So,
is.
but again, though, that would be a good story than just to her, just to be like, oh, ho, ho, I'm one upping everyone.
So that whole I just don't like it because I just feel like get rid of Giorgio, get rid of Giorgio, get rid of
Yeah.
Giorgio.
Because you know she's gonna be the main villain. I agree with Crimson.
Yeah,
she's
gonna-
gonna be. She's
So-
just playing her time.
So we get back to the mission, and they're walking around, and they're seeing all these plants and everything. It's very dark and dingy,
Yeah.
but I guess that's because they're like on life support, like low levels or whatever. So they're looking around, and they're not seeing anything. Then we kind of see like not necessarily evidence of an accident, but it just seems like scary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what something's off here.
Then we see like there's like a tape playing, like a
Holotape.
like a holotape, and it's like their family. And then what's her face sees, and she kind of sees her people being a family, and that kind of makes her feel like I really wished I would have seen my home again.
Yeah.
But you're gonna feel sad, but she's kind of happy of seeing like a happy family.
And then the kid saying, "Oh, how far away is Venus?" Just they wanted to know.
But they're listening to a piece of music.
Yeah.
It's the same piece of music that the Admiral Tall was playing on the cello. So and then Michael's like, that's too much of a coincidence that this two pieces of music would be exactly the same.
Especially this odd piece of music out of nowhere. It's not like a classical piece that everyone
The
knows.
Mozart or something like that.
no.
It's like
And they're very separate, right?
Yeah,
Like,
everything because the burn. There's all these. The warp is now inert because they have to. I think crystals are low, so it's hard to have warp. So how did they get this? How
Yeah.
did they get this piece of music?
how do they hear
See,
it?
that's a mystery that I think is interesting because it is kind of interesting.
that is a mystery that I think we need to solve, and that's a fun little like, ooh, I wonder where this is going to come up again. There must be something in that music
Maybe
that's like But do you think it's a key to the burn?
Maybe.
Or maybe that's what caused the burn. It does that right frequency. Or maybe that's what.
Or there's a message in there to tell maybe
Or
how
if
to
you run it
counter
through a spectrometer, there'll be like coordinates for something that led to something.
You know,
Yeah.
or that can make like crystals in a mass quantity again or something. Some
like
kind of like counter.
Or it can harmonize the crystals.
Crystals.
There's something.
Something, yeah.
There's some cool theory stuff going on.
So good. Star Trek stuff that I love, by the way.
But then they're like, music, what are you talking about? Michael's like, oh, don't, okay, forget about it. Just, we need to figure out what's going on here. One, to transport into the seed vault, because that's the only way in and out of the seed vault is to be transported.
Yeah.
So Michael goes in there, and so she's going to try to find out where that planet and where that plant was so they can synthesize a cure. Get back outside, and she's watching their family again and everything, and the doctor's like, hey, you can go look through the archives if you want. I'm going to continue to scan over here. You can do this. I'm thinking, oh, God, they're going to get attacked. Because we saw something weird, like
when they're down there, something like a flash. Someone like, was that a person running? Like you couldn't really
like a predator.
Yeah.
That was like.
That's a predator. Oh no!
Well, the one part I
Some
did
new trophies.
The one part I did like though is that hearing her own language was
Yeah.
kind of cool for her. Like,
There's all that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you know what? You can spend time with these the holotapes, and I'm gonna continue to do scans. So he's allowing her to have this moment. That's nice. She's going through some stuff, and the doctor's talking about when they first got there. And okay, then she goes to one where it's kind of like a distress signal. Oh my God, things would happen. I gotta figure this out. And she's like, oh no, this isn't good. And then he starts to like fade out of existence, and she's like, ah.
I mean, okay, I would be like, Doctor, get over here. You need to see this.
This is some crazy stuff. Then they're doing some more scans, and he's like, everything else is on literally minimum systems. Behind this wall, it's at full systems. So it's like, oh, there must be something over here. Something's going on. They open it up. That family's in stasis pods. And they're like, oh, dang. So something must have happened. An accident, a sickness, something. It was pretty sad because the doctor's like, yeah, these stasis pods, they're in there. Their bodies are intact, but they're dead.
Yeah.
So it's like keeping their bodies preserved.
So you're thinking maybe the husband just flipped out and wanted to try. I'm gonna try to save him, but you can't save him.
You can't save them. They're dead.
Because there's no pod for the husband.
No.
So he must still be here. Because they were like, that's why they were getting the iffy life signs. Because he's phasing in and out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what he was doing. He's trying to, like, grow all these plants. Maybe I can synthesize something to save my family.
It's too late.
There ain't no cure for death, kid.
No, there isn't. Especially even in Star Trek time. Sorry.
Unless you're Hugh.
Or unless he had what's it called, the blood from Khan. But Kirk wasn't literally dead. He was what? Dead.
He was mostly dead.
Which
isn't completely dead.
Man, the best movie in all Star Trek. Oh, don't get me started on. I love that movie. Khan.
So they're like, okay, we have to find this doctor because if he's still wandering around, there's gonna be some issues here. Michael can't. There's a ward lock on the seed vault.
And it has to be his voice too.
Yeah, you think the Starfleet command would have gave them like some type of override thing?
Yeah, you think. But
you think because like I understand like the voice thing because if someone took over your ship, but Federation
they would think they would have the technology. Okay, but if someone's over there, that they would have the at least the protocol to deactivate it.
Yeah, protocol something.
And then it just turns all off.
Unless this guy like added this after the fact.
Yeah, but they didn't say that though.
Of course, Michael's so cool she can fight an invisible foe, and she starts fighting this guy because a true karate master needs no eyes. So she's fighting him, and he phases back into reality, and she's like, "We're Starfleet. We're here to help. Whatever the situation is, whatever you're going through, we can help you." Then he's like, "No, I have to save my family," and he starts like morphing and distorting, and Michael's like, "Ah, I don't know what's going on with this guy," and then he just like kind of fades away, and then Michael's like, "We need to talk. Something's happening." The doctor is alive, but he's phased out of existence.
Phasing out of existence.
Remember what happened to Bullinger in Lower Decks? It's
Pretty
like
much,
that.
yeah.
But serious. They're
Yeah,
going to be a big, stupid joke.
And he's not glowing.
Yeah. He should have been glowing. They're making that humming noise, too.
Mm.
So they're contacting everyone on the Discovery. Okay, they're trying to figure out what's going on. So they decided that they figured out what happened was must have been some type of solar dispersion or something that all that radiation would have killed everyone on board. But since he was in the middle of transporting into the seed vault, it kept him in and out of so he's transing in and out.
This is between Messer, Reno, and Tilly. You think it would work, but it doesn't work.
Those three, because they're like,
they're too sarcastic.
It's just electromagnetic or phasic. Duh. What does that mean? Electromagnetic. Of course that's what it means. That's what duh means.
I don't like it.
And then
I don't
even
like
the
it.
security officer in the future is like, you guys are dysfunctional.
But this is how we make it work.
So stupid. It's not professional.
Do people out there, do you enjoy this 3-person dynamic?
No.
No.
It doesn't work at all.
It's one of the worst in sci-fi.
Yeah,
It's
like
one
you
of
said,
those-
it's not Jordy, not Data, and not Barkley, like you said. It's not that.
No, this is the worst trio in
Or if you
sci-fi
had
history.
Jordy, O'Brien, and Data talking about something, especially as I do with
Oh, it would be
Transporters,
perfect.
because I don't know, it just doesn't work.
It's like it's a symphony. They play off each other, and the words just match, and they believe what they're saying. They believe it. You got to believe it.
Well, and also I feel like everyone in this group is trying to be the biggest sarcastic butt in the whole group.
I'm the biggest douchebag on the thing.
Yeah.
No, I'm the biggest
Biggest
douchebag.
Until he's like, I'm not, but as you save me think sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Especially lately.
they do a scan, and about 3 weeks ago, there was one of those dispersions, and that's what caused all this. Okay, so we can fix this guy. We're just gonna have to. You're gonna have to find out where it is, and then we can transport him onto our ship, and it will stabilize his structure. Okay,
Exactly.
we like it. So this guy, I guess their plan was to make it to where the cryo vaults were gonna like open. So he goes over there, so they know you would be. Then they grab him and transport him on there, restabilize him, transport him back into the seed vault, and so now he's normal now.
Yeah.
But he still has all that radiation poisoning, so he's going to die in a couple of days. So he's still sick, and they're trying to talk to him. Doctor, if it didn't happen, we need to get into the seed vault. We're trying to help this other race, and he doesn't want anything to do with it.
No.
Yeah.
He's kind of being a butthead.
And then they send the security person
Because they're the same race, and she tries to talk to him. Wait, it's not working. Then the doctor comes with, oh, she's too close to him, being of the same race. It must be you, Michael.
Why did it be him? Because he's the doctor?
I'm a doctor, but I'm not a good one.
I know, right?
It has to be you, Michael.
Yeah,
Because he would deal with this more than Burnham would.
The
Oh,
worst-
God, Michael, you're the best.
the worst time to have praising for Michael Burnham. The
Odd.
worst. The worst.
Then he goes into
It's the same praise, though, from the last
It's
episode.
the same thing. And then he goes over to talk to her, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, okay, guys, she's not a doctor. Why is she talking to him? And it's like, it always has to be Burnham. That's why I don't like that. I don't like it.
And then basically the information she tells him is just basic.
Is everything that she said?
Yeah.
It basically reminds me how William Shatner liked to get the credit for everything.
Yes.
That's what it feels like. No one can get credit on the show for anything.
The writers are like, give everything to Burnham.
Every moment.
Everything.
It should have just been the security officer's moment. They try to give her a moment at the end. It makes no fucking sense. But, so, he doesn't know his family's dead. Or he does know and he just doesn't want to believe it. You have to tell him, Michael. It has to be.
Because it's doctor.
I'm a
a
doctor,
doctor.
and I don't like getting
Okay,
bad
I mean,
news.
next time, we never want to go for this, but if you lose a loved one in a hospital, the doctor go to some of the family, like, you have to tell them. He died. No, the doctor has to tell them. That's what happens.
You're just a brand new nurse or like lower end. You go tell them.
Oh yeah, you do work on the bedpans. Why don't you tell them that their father died? What the heck?
Well, yeah.
I'm too busy. I can't do it.
I have a perfect record and I can't break that.
So, I'm on 12 cards in a row. Watch me make it 13. So Michael's like, yes, I have to do this. Your family's dead. No, she's like, your family's gone. It's time to let go. Then she says everything that other lady said, plus your family's dead. But you can help other families. There's a family in need right now. So you have to open this seed vault so we can do that.
Not only that, more
And
importantly, you have control of the seed vault. We
Yeah.
need you to live.
And, she does the whole empathy thing where you went through something that no one should have to go through. Your family dying, and you are unable, for how vastly intelligent you are, and you have all these resources, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
No.
But there is something you can do. You can save this other family. So that convinces him to get up and open up the seed vault. And then this
They
is
should
like,
come from insubordination because you just do it because you're a Starfleet officer.
That too.
and I guess the password to open is these 2 moons. And then she's like, oh, what's that? She's like, oh, the security officer, like, oh, those are the 2 most beautiful moons on our home planet. So those are the names of my daughters.
See, I mean, Crim's already called
Yeah, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be his daughter's names or his family's names.
Every time you call some mountain, either this Lord Dex, you're 100, you're batting 1,000 right now.
Because it's so simple.
Yeah, it
It's a
is.
simple thing. Of course, it's gonna be his family. Then, so it starts to unlock the thing, and it's this very long, drawn out process where it lights up a bunch of. First, everything rotates.
Yeah.
Then all the lights go one by one. It's like
Was this a saw machine?
It's like the pachinko ding 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 ding, and it goes all the way down the thing.
Yeah.
That's what it's like.
Yeah.
I just want to hear bells and whistles. What do you want?
And also, you called it before too. Like they're just padding for time. Like,
Yeah, they're
come on,
padding for time.
We need that
Right,
hour.
Come
Learn
on,
this.
big money, no whammies. What is this?
Should have went on for like another 10
So
minutes.
it opens up, and they get the seed vault thing that they need. And like, okay, we need to bring you on to the Discovery. You have all this radiation. It's going to kill you probably in a few days. I'm not going. They're like, well, yes, you are. I'm giving you an order. And then he's like, no, you can't make me go. Then they have, okay, I'm surprised they didn't go to the huddle.
Yeah, time for
Team
a
huddle.
chat.
You can't make him go if he doesn't want to. He's Federation. He's going to listen.
Yeah, exactly.
He has no choice.
Yes.
His planet joined Federation. You are a Federation officer. Get the heck on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
this is a
what's the
Federation
problem?
mission. You
To quote Guile, get your ass on the plane.
let's get your ass on the plane.
Yeah, get on the
Well, it's so
plane.
ridiculous. Don't be stupid. You're going with
You
us.
can't make him do this. And your security?
Yeah, what say do you have in this?
Exactly.
This is the Michael Burnham Federation, the Federation I don't like. Because it's like
Yeah.
you just do things on your feelings.
But then even the doctor's like, no, we take him.
And he's
dying.
and he's dying, and he's not in the right state of mind to make a right decision.
Bam.
You have a doctor, and he's
He can
certified.
override that.
You can override that.
Oh, that
yeah.
can override even a captain if they're not doing things that are not becoming the captain. So he's
Yeah.
got final say on
Then
that.
Michael's like, hey, take the seeds back to the Discovery and figure things out. Go for a walk, partner. Okay. So he takes it out of there. So
Ugh.
you have Michael and the security lady, and they're going to just be... Then it's the Lifetime channel again.
Oh, my goodness.
this is the worst part.
This takes you right out of the show.
It's weird. I don't know. Maybe because it was so weird, I don't understand what happened. Basically, she's like, okay, if you take him, I'm going to stay. So she's going to just give up.
First of all, here's the thing. It's a small ship. We've been saying it the whole time. You could just transport. You could just try to beam it to the freaking cargo bay and take it with you.
It's so
What's
small.
the problem?
It is so small it can fit in the cargo bay.
Yeah, there's no problem
And
here.
then just take it to Starfleet.
And then the guy working with the seeds, he can get healed on Discovery and then just take him back to
And
the
here's another
ship.
thing is, you are not a scientist. What are you going to do here? Just look at him? You're a security officer. You don't know what you're doing. If it was a science officer, it would make sense.
I'm going to punch these plants.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
stupid.
secure the heck out of these plants.
But this conversation goes on for like 5 minutes.
Oh, it's so
because they kind of go
gross.
back and forth. Because when remember then that stupid lady died, the
android,
rubber
the kind
android
of
lady.
android thing.
She took her spot because she felt like, oh, it was my responsibility because she died, and I had to take her place. Now this person's leaving, and I want to finish the mission. Send them in. She's saying, so it was my people who started this mission. My people need to finish it. But we need these seeds for everyone in the galaxy, so let's just take the whole ship.
Yeah. what's the
Why
problem?
aren't they taking the whole ship?
Especially, it's not like, another version can warp there. No, they can't warp there. So if anything happens to you, you're out on your own. No, that's stupid.
And you know nothing about this ship. Not
Yeah,
a zero
nothing,
thing.
nothing, nada, zero. If the scientist was staying with it, that would make more sense. But he's not. So what are you doing? What is this?
So she just leaves Federation. I know you can just do that.
See, here's the thing, Michael. This should have been a plot Next Generation. See, Tashar shouldn't have died. She should have went on a ship like this and disappeared. I'm a security officer. I can handle this. No, it's not your purview.
So she just leaves her there. Did they
Yeah.
take the doctor?
I think
they
they
did.
Did they? But do you see him after this?
No.
So did they take the doctor?
I
I'm
don't know,
assuming
maybe-
they did.
Maybe if they left the doctor, then he can kind of teach her how to run the
But
ship.
at some point, why is she staying?
Yeah,
It's still no.
it doesn't make any sense. It's like this needless sacrifice, and just to have emotion.
Just get some science officer to go on there. That would have made more
So
sense.
this, I'm thinking maybe this actress wanted to do something else.
yeah.
Oh,
Just so
I'm
to get off
sure.
the ship.
And then also,
Why can't she just fall down an elevator shaft?
or just go down the elevator and never return?
Yeah, you go upstairs and never come back.
Oh, she's gone. What happened to her?
Also, they have this hug. Were Burnham and them close?
Not really.
Oh yeah, they're girls. All girls are friends.
But
So they have
This is the Lifetime channel,
yeah.
Josh.
It's again, like I said, very lifetime-y. So she leaves her there and she stares at the Discovery. I changed my mind, but they already left. And so now they're walking with they're giving the debrief,
yeah,
the mission.
Admiral.
They walk into a room that magically makes itself. Like what?
It's so dumb. It doesn't need.
Here's my cool room that does this. Like what purpose does that have?
I mean, the thing is, that'd be cool if it was like systems and it changed, but it was just a floor. So what's the point of there was no floor?
This room. What's the purpose of this room except for it to look cool when you walk by it?
I don't know.
You know what sucks? You know
I
when
mean,
you're
it's a very
watching-
video game thing. Like, yeah, it's cool to see that in a video game, but in Star Trek, no.
When you're watching like old Star Trek, you almost wish now. I'm glad you guys didn't have big budgets because you've done stupid stuff like this.
Well, for these writers and people, you would have.
So he explains everything, and I do like the fact he's like, "Oh, so your security officer stay behind," and then Suru puts a good spin on it, is like because the mission needed to be completed,
Yeah,
and so she stayed behind to complete that mission.
which was a good way. Yeah,
It's not
PR.
really true, but
Sulu is the PR man.
yeah,
for
he
Bud
spins
Light.
it for his crew.
Oh,
So
he's got to because Burnham keeps on. He's sick. He has to put out the fires. She starts.
then she's like, okay, so he kind of trusts them a little bit more, but he this whole spore drive thing and everything talking about it. He's like, then he brings up some painter that who helped bring along the Renaissance. And he's like, before that was the Dark Ages, but someone had to show the way of seeing things from a different perspective. And since there's some such from like a golden age of the Federation, maybe they can bring some of that back because they have that vision Okay,
Yeah, because
I buy
at
it.
first
I like
the Admiral
that.
first said, "Well, we don't do exploring anymore."
Yeah.
Well, we got to get back to that.
Yeah, we don't do
eventually, guys.
5-year missions
anymore. Yeah.
So they're like, but let the Discovery do what the Discovery does.
Yeah.
And he's kind of like, well, we're not in the Renaissance yet. So I will send you where you go. I'll tell you where to go, and then that's the extent of your exploration is where
And
I tell
then
you.
he-
To go.
And
he
upgrade
said-
those shields and weapons, please. Upgrade
Yes.
those things.
And then he said,
quick.
"We'll keep your crew. You can
Yeah,
keep
your crew can stay. Then Michael gets a little snippy. And he's like, again, watch your tone. And then she kind of backs off a little bit. And then there's like, the second answer is the right answer when you say, yes, sir. That's all you need to say.
Because like and even the Admiral looks at her and then he kind of goes, yes, sir.
I mean, he's
Like-
kind of thinking, Sarah, what ship do you run here? I mean, you have the first officer that's mouthing me all the time.
He's only been
Yeah.
captain for like 2 days.
I know, but he's got it, but he doesn't know
He
that.
doesn't know, yeah, he
The
probably
Admiral
thinks-
doesn't know that.
But they synthesize the cure. They give it to these alien races, and it cures them. Hooray! So they save these people.
That's what they do.
That's-
in Federation.
Then the security chief from the future, the one on the Starfleet, kind of like apologizes for being such a bitch, and then Michael's kind of like, she's like, oh, good work, you guys did good work. It's almost, it's old, but it's new, and I don't know. I like that they did a science mission and did a science answer. I just don't like the fact she stayed behind. It's weird.
Yes, they didn't need to have that.
No.
Then we get this weird scene.
Ugh.
And they're back on the Discovery. Michael's walking through the hallways and sees Giorgio. She's like, hey, Philippa, I need to talk to you. She's standing there. Giorgio, are you okay? Just standing there.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Michael. I'm like, what the hell? Did you think that guy did something to her?
Do you think he messed with her mind, or she got really that
Or
emotionally
so
hurt?
upset that the Terran Empire's no more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please let her just be upset.
I hope
Let
so.
the damn woman be sad. Let her have a
Exactly.
damn heart.
Exactly.
Exactly. Even though you're a bad guy, you do things ruthless. It's nice to show, like you said, like not to compare.
You're still human.
But then the thing
Yes.
at the end of the day, like I said, you're still human and you have emotions and you care about things.
Yeah.
You can't just be all the time.
I-
That's just not normal.
I hate to compare it to Star Wars, but Darth Maul, he had feelings. He had, a
Everyone's got
heart.
feelings.
You
Well, see,
know?
it's so funny because if your only knowledge of Darth Maul was the Phantom Menace,
Yeah.
you see in Clone Wars and everything, and you hear him talk about his people and his brother and all that stuff. That's like he had a family.
Yeah.
he had things he cared about.
He had things to care about. Same
I
with
don't know if
her.
that's something that should have fallen because the Terran Empire was pure evil, but that to her it was home.
But exactly, and also she was raised in that, so that's why I think that's why she got offended when she said, like, "There isn't DNA in me. I was raised this way." Almost like defending.
But I'm probably thinking it's probably DNA they can use to their advantage to probably mess her up.
Yeah.
Because it's different from regular human DNA.
Probably, and that's the thing. That's what I hope it is. We all hope.
So we got a shaken Giorgio, or she's gonna be like, "Oh, will this be the final straw of the F it moment? Now I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want to do."
yeah,
maybe.
that's true. Push her.
But I hope she's not cahoots with that guy. I hope that didn't
Who
happen.
knows? Who
With
knows?
her, from her, I don't know.
Then we get, I love that again with Saru and Michael talking, and there's like, it feels like home, but it doesn't feel quite like home yet. But we're here at the Federation, and this is what we do. And then he's like, I do enjoy your perspective, Michael, and I appreciate every moment of it. But I'm going to ask you, when you're speaking with the Admiral, to choose your words wisely.
Yes, sir. No, sir. Those kind of things. Don't be
Because
so.
he can only defend so much.
Yeah, and it makes me...
Because what if he says, you know what? I'm gonna give you a new first officer. She's gonna be signed somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because
You
when you
could do
come here
that.
talking like that, make me look like an idiot.
Exactly.
You make me look like a jackass.
And then another thing too, a couple other scenes in this thing I didn't like is how like the security officer in the future when they were figuring out what happened to that guy, she didn't know anything. You're telling me 900 years in the future they wouldn't know this stuff?
She's knew nothing.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Oh, I'm a dumb. I'm a
But
security
yeah,
person.
their security officer back in Kirksheim's gonna go to that plant, that ship, and be able to handle it. Okay,
And
that makes no sense.
And weren't you telling me like some not in the far future, but they would know this stuff? They
Oh
would,
yeah, Daniel said they learned this stuff in elementary school and junior high. Yeah, they would be so more advanced.
But unless she was born after the burn, after everything got destroyed, and then they
Maybe,
get
but
the-
even then they'd have the knowledge.
Yeah, they wouldn't. They just. I don't know why. I just feel like they wouldn't just teach a security person all
Just to be
security.
security. See, that's what a swanky sci-fi would do. They would be versatile.
Versatile.
Especially being in Starfleet.
Yeah.
just because I'm security mean I'm stupid.
right. Yeah.
She's the old country southern sheriff.
But that's what they treated her the whole episode.
I mean,
like
I'll give you perspective. Like Bashir, he knew some engineering. No, he wasn't O'Brien, but he could get his way around a turbo lift and go in the jet fuse and do some repairs. He could do that if he had to. It's not his expertise, but he could do
He
it.
could do it, yeah. And that's the whole point of Starfleet. They could put you anywhere, really.
Yeah.
Even though you wouldn't be the greatest at it, but
Like
you could
B'Elanna
get it
Torres
done.
can heal her bones, even though she wasn't good at it when she was hurting herself, but she still did it, but it wasn't the best, but she could still do it.
Yeah.
So we're at the point now where looks like Starfleet's gonna just send the Discovery out to go do missions.
No.
Nice.
Okay, so that's where we're at right now. We need to figure out what's up with that music thing.
Yeah.
What Giorgio is the wild card.
Yeah, who
Yes.
knows? I don't like her. She scares me in this, but
Yeah.
but I remember Burnham talked about it because she talked to the security officer. What's up with that music? And she told that security officer in the future, she goes, how's that music playing in two different parts? It makes no sense.
And
Yeah.
she's like, oh, it just so happens.
There's got to be connection here. Something's not right.
We have the music mystery, the mystery of the burn altogether, and Giorgio. Those three things, I don't like Giorgio. I want to again. No, it's the best move to remove them from the board.
Yeah.
They're too
Yeah.
dangerous. Just too damn dangerous.
I am surprised that guy let her back on the ship. The guy that was interrogating
Yeah.
her.
Unless he's got an angle too. Who knows?
I don't know, because I would think, like, seriously, I would be like, nope,
and
we're
he
locking.
pulls his mask back, and it's Sloan. Ah!
I like Sloan. Don't get me started.
He's still alive somehow. Ah!
But
He's been cloned himself
because
like 10 times over.
Because anybody that's a therapist would know, hey, this lady's not good. We got to take her.
And
put her
there's
in
you're in
the-
Starfleet headquarters. Put her in the dang brig. Seriously, just have
Yeah.
her stay there. I mean, ridiculous.
Yeah.
She's a threat right now.
They put her back on the ship, and Discovery's going to go out
Yeah.
and do stuff. Why would
Yeah.
you do that?
So dumb.
So that ends this episode. But like I said, it had all the right parts. It just didn't feel right.
No.
So, but if I had to give this a number, I don't know, a 5?
I
Just
say a
50-50?
4 because I wanted Sue to be on the mission, and I don't like the Giorgio parts. That's what puts it down to like a 4.
And the Michael Burnham praising.
Yeah.
Oh, again, this girl.
And the leaving the girl behind for what reason?
Yeah, those brought it down to a 4. Again, we're going backwards, guys. We're going backwards again. We're not going forward.
And the interrogation jokes were terrible.
Terrible.
Do you know who I am? Can I get snacks?
Remember, even in the first movie, Guardians of the Galaxy, when they get interrogated, that's what it felt like. But that makes sense in
That's
Guardians of the
Guardians of
Galaxy,
Yeah.
not this.
Not this.
Because Peter Quill is not Starfleet.
Yeah, exactly. He'll be stupid and say dumb things. That's what he does.
But yeah, it looks like we're gonna be having like kind of more episodic stuff. I remember they said this season was
Well,
gonna
I'm
be more like
glad.
that.
I'm glad.
So yeah,
And they don't know about control, so that's interesting.
remember they expunged everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that sphere data, all that's even true. So if they get that sphere data, I'm pretty sure that the 900 years of technology are going to be able to scan the sphere data. And like you said, get this ship some new shields and retrofit some quantum torpedoes, something.
Yep.
Because right now they're a wooden ship swailing around with freaking aircraft carriers.
Yeah. You're a wooden ship where you have high advances inside of it, but outside of it's a paper. Like train, basically paper crane, I should say. Yeah.
That's the SS Georgie.
Yeah.
It's a little paper boat. But yeah, next week looks like Buck's gonna be back in it, so we'll see.
Yeah.
It almost looks like Michael's gonna be doing things on her own. Like,
Well, he's with George. She's with Giorgio.
So the whole thing Stuart told you, she's just gonna ignore. It looks like.
I
Yep.
know. God, I hope it's not that.
And you know what's so sad too? How much you want to bet if Giorgio does flip and goes crazy? Me and you, Burnham, we can rule the universe.
As father
Because
and son.
she cares about her. That's what that guy figured out. You must care about someone on that ship because there's no way you wouldn't have killed everyone. We know what Terrans do. So
Yeah, that wraps up this episode. This whole season has just been
again, it's better than the first two, but that's not saying much. It's a 6, guys.
Yeah.
It's not good. Oh, sorry.